Whenever you're ready.
All right. Ben Franklin. Now, I'll bet all of you a Benjamin that you all know who that is. And I could go on forever talking about Ben Franklin because he was an insurmountable figure. There's just no end to his accomplishments, and he was just huge. So instead, I'm going to talk about some of the things that maybe you guys have never heard of before. And I'm going to talk a little about his family first because that's probably something that's overlooked whenever you think of Ben Franklin. He was born January 17th, 1706, and he was the 15th son of his father and the 8th son of his mother. His father was a candle maker. He met his wife, Deborah Reed, and he met her, she was standing in the doorway, and eventually they were common law married because they never had a actual wedding ceremony, and that was in 1730. They had 3 children. They had 2 sons and a daughter. Unfortunately, their second son, Francis, died at a very young age. He wasn't even 5 years old yet. And I found all this stuff on a timeline from PBS.org, and it is just, like, it's 2 pages long, it's huge, and you could never cover all of it. Interestingly enough, I found this in my one of my firefighting books, Fire Essentials. He actually had a huge interest in fire protection because back then they didn't have fire departments and pump trucks and all that stuff. They just had people, whenever there's a fire, people just run over buckets and throw water on. So he started the first organized volunteer fire department in Philadelphia, and they had 30 people, and they would just go and they would take care of each other's houses. But then other people wanted to join. He was like, no, you guys, you can make your own. That way you work spread out through the city. We can protect everything. And that happened. Just fire departments all over Philadelphia started springing up. And it made it one of the safest cities in that time period from fires. And from this also stemmed his creation of the first successful fire insurance agency in America. And it operates much like a insurance agency today. You pay so much so often, and they cover your stuff that's damaged. And then a little fun fact about him: he actually didn't like the fact that the eagle was America's symbol. He thought that on the Great Seal it looked like a turkey. So he actually started to compare the turkey and eagle, and he found the turkey more preferable because he actually wrote, he didn't talk about this kind of stuff to other people, but he wrote a letter to his daughter. I found a copy of it on greatseal.com. He was saying things like the turkey, or the eagle rather, just kind of sits in a tree, waits for other birds to work hard and catch fish, and then he goes and steals them, and then like smaller birds chase him away, and he's a coward and all this other stuff. And so he said that the turkey was much better, and at the end of this letter, he says about the turkey, I quote, "Though a little vain and silly, a bird of courage, and would not hesitate to attack a grenadier of the British Guards who presumed to invade his farmyard with a red coat on." I just can't imagine, like, what if their places had been switched in history, and the turkey was on the Great Seal, and Mom rolled into the dining room on Thanksgiving with a big stuffed bald eagle on a platter. Just an amusing thought. I could stand up here and talk about Benjamin Franklin for hours because there's just no end. He invented bifocals, lightning rod. He was a founding father. No end to his achievements. But hopefully you guys know a couple things about him that you didn't know when you came in here.